What's up, everybody? It's Caleb from the Southern Fried Geekery podcast. It's New Comic Book Days, and it's a thick week for my pull list. So let's kind of dive right into it and see what I'm reading. If you want more of this stuff, swing by our. Sorry, it's late. I'm trying to not be groggy. But check out our podcast. We drop new episodes every Sunday. We got a Facebook group. It's always fun posting stuff every day. But you should come check it out. I think you dig it. So new books. Let's start in Marvel. War of the Realms, number 5 came out today. Jason Aaron, Russell Dauterman, Matt Wilson. I'm digging this. I'm digging this little series. It's fun times. I love what they're doing with Lady Freya. She's kind of a standout character. Spider-Man's been cool in it. Obviously Thor. The setup with Jane as the Queen of Asgard is interesting. This is a strong book that I think because they're not hyping it up as much as maybe they have other events in the past, isn't getting a lot of the attention for being as good as it is. It's a great crossover, though, as far as just being a Thor book. Got some Dead Man Logan happening here, number 8 of 12. Ed Brisson, Mike Henderson, Nolan Woodard. I'm a mark for Old Man Logan. I like Old Man Logan way more than I like Wolverine. That's been a cool series to see them kind of wrap up the work that, Mark Millar started, but like Jeff Lemire and Ed Brisson carried on and continued. They're bringing Wolverine back into the fold of main Marvel continuity now, so we're going to see Old Man Logan kind of disappear, and that's fine. He's been around long enough. He can bounce out a little bit and save him for a rainy day. It's been a cool series, though. The art has fluctuated on and off. It's just one of those things, like, if it were an ongoing, I'd probably jump off of it. To be honest, not that it's not a great story, it's just kind of a mediocre thing. But it's worth reading since it's a 12-issue series. I'm gonna finish checking it out. Picked up Black Cat number 1, a book I know zero things about. I got the variant. It's Art Germ, and that dude is bananas good. But Black Cat, she's a Spider-Man. Not a villain, not a hero, not an anti-hero. She's she's an analog to Catwoman. Like I said, I don't know anything about this series. I had a few extra copies, so I wanted to check it out. I don't even know who the art team on this book is, and let's see if I can find it. They did not make it easy to find. Jed McKay, Travel Foreman. Thought that looked familiar. Travel, you've seen his work on Iron Fist, Power Man book. Color by Brian Reber and Ferran Delgado doing the letters. I'm gonna check it out. I probably won't jump on it, but it's worth seeing a number 1. As a tie-in to the aforementioned World of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas. This is a Greg Pak thing. Bringing back some more of his Pan-Asian characters. I've enjoyed it. It was kind of a surprise hit. I love Greg Pak's writing. I love seeing Greg Pak write these Asian heroes in the Marvel Universe. It's good times. I likes it. I likes it a lot. Another book I likes a lot, and kind of ashamed to say I love the shit out of this cover. Savage Avengers, y'all. Look at that. That cover. It's Finch, man. It's utterly gorgeous. There's no other way to put it. And I'm a mark for Conan, so seeing Conan hang out with these Marvel characters in the Savage Land is neat, and seeing how he interacts with characters like Wolverine, it's gonna be fun. It's not a thing I want them to prolong. I don't need him in the Marvel Universe for too long, but it's neat seeing my boy show up and show out and please Crom in the Marvel Universe. Plus, it's Jerry Duggan writing a hyper-violent book. It's Mike Deodato Jr. If you like Mike Deodato Jr., you're going to love the book. If you don't like Mike Deodato Jr., it's not going to be for you. It's exactly what you expect it to be from Mike's art. I happen to love Mike's art. I think he's a great, great artist. And I like the style, man. So, yeah. Savage Avengers. I'm gonna dig the shit out of this book. Domino Hotshots. I love Gail Simone. I think she's fantastic. David Baldeon, Michael Shelfer are killing it on this book. And Jim Champions, I think is how you pronounce his name. Machampatipidis. I screwed that all kinds of up. That's okay. He'll forgive me, or he won't. Who cares? But I like the team aspect. Introducing some new characters. Atlas Bear is pretty cool. Seeing Domino alongside this little trio of women, of really strong-willed women. Seeing her interact with Black Widow. It's a fun book, man. I started reading it because my boy Jason Wood loves Domino. Shout out over to the EOC family. So I had to pick up the book, kind of support his girl, you know what I mean? But I don't regret it at all, man. The series has been fun. I don't know that it needed to change names, but it did, I reckon. And nobody asked my permission, so I don't gotta say. All right, next book is the book I'm the most excited about for this week. Why? Hulk, Incredible Hulk, Last Call. It's Peter David writing Hulk. Peter David, hands down, at least for my money, has written like the most Hulk worth reading. There's been a lot of Hulk written. There's been a lot of Hulk that's not great. As a Hulk fan, I've got no issue saying that. Peter David has written some of the best Hulk stories. He's been one of the best scribes on this character for years. And we live in an age where we're now getting another great Immortal Hulk series, and Al Ewing is killing it. But I mean, as far as his body of work, Peter David is the Hulk writer to me. And Dale Keown is part of that. Dale Keown is, as an artist, his Hulk is one of my favorites. Not my favorite, but one of it. It's definitely up there. He's a great artist. He 90s-ish, but not 90s-ish in that he never grew out of it. He calls back to it, but he's not locked into that very blocky, angular style. The stuff in this is incredibly fluid. It's incredibly modern. It's beautiful. I can't wait to read this book. Last on the Marvel stack, Uncanny X-Men 18. Dude, Rosenberg is killing it on this book. Ever since we got past that weekly 10-issue nightmare, and it's just been a solo writer on the book. It's been some of the best X-Men we've read in years. It's catch-22 because it's going to end, and we know it's going to end because Hickman's taken over. And that's fine. I mean, I'll follow it over. But Rosenberg is no slouch, man. It's unfortunate that such a good little arc is going to be overshadowed. I think in history it's probably, I mean, it's unfortunate, right? It's probably going to be forgotten. It's going to be that thing that was written before Hickman. But it's really solid. You know, kind of like following Daredevil after Frank Miller's been written it. You don't remember, it's even though it was great, it's that one run after Frank Miller. So, all right, so DC, little crossover that I'm excited about, that I've dug all three. I've dug the first two, and the third one seems to be something that's going to be in that world. Batman Turtles. I love James Tynion the fourth. I think he's a great writer. His detective comic work was fun. I hear good things being said about Justice League Dark. Seeing him on that, man, Freddie Williams too. I mean, just look at this. That's pretty. Man, yeah, he's a painter. Like, the stuff that he's doing is just wonderful, wonderful cartooning. It's great. Check it out. Adventures of Super Sons. I dig it. I dig the kids. I followed the series from the original Super Sons run. I don't like this one as much. They're out in space. They're doing stuff with all these like analog type characters of DC villains. It's fun. It's a fun all ages young dumb adventure. I dig it. Peter J. Tomasi and Frank Barberi are a good team. Got nothing against those dudes. They're doing strong work. Batman first issue since it was announced that Tom King is wrapping up at 85. So, Mikhail Janin, Forns on the inks, Belair on the colors. Woe Jordy is just a color machine. So we're going to see how he starts to fluctuate his story into a shortened version of what it was. That's going to be fun, maybe, I hope. Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine, Deceased, number 2. A lot of people were trying to equate this as being DC's version of Marvel Zombies. It's more like it's not even like The Walking Dead, it's more like Crossed. There's a disease that travels through the internet, of course, spurned on by Vic, because all things digital have to flow through him, and it makes everybody crazy and act other than what they would normally do. Tom Taylor's really good at these Elseworld style tales. If you dug his stuff on, what was the crap off the top of my head? The DC game, the fighting game that they were doing, that was kind of an Elseworlds take. He wrote the comics version of that, and it was strong stuff. I dug his X-Men Red, man. He's a good writer. Really, really curious to see what the future holds for that dude, because I think he's going to be a big name. Arguably my top 3 books at DC right now, Green Lantern, because Liam Sharp is a machine and a man god, and it's not fair. And Grant Morrison's he's okay. He's He's Grant Morrison. You know him. You either love him or you don't, and that's fine either way. But Liam Sharp is the draw on that book, because he's the draw. Ronan Island, more Greg Pak, Milo Giannis, Irma Navilla. This has been a fun little story, man. I'm glad we jumped on it. Little Island is a culmination of 3 Asiatic cultures, and they've been cut off from the rest of the world. Well, the rest of the world stops letting them be cut off. Also zombies. So, lot of fun from Greg Pak, man. He's good at these types of stories. Mark Miller, the great Simone Bianchi, Sharky. I think this is number 3 or 4. 4. Space Truck and Adventure, man. Smuggler in a rundown space SUV taking an annoying little kid to a family that he might not have. It doesn't get any better than that. Simone Bianchi, wonderful painter. I love his work. Always have. Always will. He never ceases to kind of blow me away with his layouts, his ability to take these loose lines and make them. The lines are tight, but the images are sharp. You know what I mean? The lines are loose, but the images are sharp. So it's fun to look at, man. I don't have a really good feel for what the end game is going to be with this. You got introduced to Sharky's ex-wife / nemesis. So we'll see, man. Maybe he's going to get the kid to safety. Maybe he's going to get stuck with kid. The ice cream smuggle truck is fucking rock and roll. Jughead and the Hunger meets Vampironica, number 2. Didn't read Vampironica. Did read Jughead the Hunger, and that's why I followed this over. I didn't enjoy the first issue as much as I thought I was going to, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes. The art's fun to look at. It's an Archie. It's like a modern Archie style art. You're not getting anything unexpected. A book that I was surprised by, that I actually thought the series was over. Sword Daughter, number 7, Sound of Her Voice. Brian Wood and Mac Chatter, with colors by Jose Villarrubia. This book is beautiful. It's a quiet book. There's not a lot of action. Kind of a Viking story with a silent heroine. It's been a while. Number 6 came out months ago. It's been a hot minute. I haven't spoken about this book, and I kind of thought it was done. But I'm glad to see it. Maybe we're picking up where we left off. The kind of female protagonist in this, it's a life story of her and kind of how she was abandoned and refound, and how she kind of led her own way, and it's led her to become a really, really kind of deep but quiet character who kills things with swords. Black Hammer 45, Matt Kent, man. I mean, just a who's who on this book. Like Matt Kent, written by Jeff Lemire, Ray Fox, Charlene Kent doing the colors, Marie Inger doing the letters. Love everything to do with the Black Hammer universe. They haven't put out a book that I've not enjoyed yet. This story, it's like a take on the Tuskegee Airmen in the Black Hammer universe. And it's hard knowing that history not to maybe put too much weight on it. To maybe ask it to be something it was never intending to be. But we'll see. It's Matt Kent art is breathtaking as always. So it's, yeah, if you take the Tuskegee Airmen, mix it with the Blackhawks, which is kind of what they were anyway, in the Black Hammer universe, it's a fun book. Red Sonja, number 5. This is a neat take on Red Sonja. Surprisingly, not my favorite take on Red Sonja. I had high expectations with this book, and I think I hyped myself up for it a little bit too much, because it's more. I mean, look, so it's written by Mark Russell. When I read the Flintstones, I was not expecting it to be what it was, and it blew my socks off. When I read Snagglepuss, when I read The Lone Ranger, all of these books that Mark Russell did, all the one-shots that he does with DC, and it's the Looney Tunes characters, have high expectations for him. With this, it just feels like he's kind of writing a run-of-the-mill Red Sonja story, but I'm going to read it because it's Red Sonja, right? Like, I mean, I didn't have my wedding blessed by Crom, so I could not read Red Sonja. But we'll see. Mirko Kolak and Robert Carey on the illustrations are doing a great job. That's it. I mean, I can't say anything. It's kind of just an average story, which it hurts to say because I love that dude. I love that team. Just kind of floating. Last but certainly not least is Shadow Rhodes. Cullen Bunn, always going to be a good read. Brian Hurt helping out with the story. AZ Zamudio on the pencils, and Carlos Zamudio on the colors. It's an interesting carryover to Bunn's his other work. It's an Oni book, man. So I don't know how else to put it. It's mid-range. I don't want to say anything bad about it. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would be. That's why it's on the bottom of the stack, kind of. I'm just like, this is something I might not carry on through. But it could, you never know. There could be a turn. Because Cullen Bunn, like I said, he's a strong storyteller. He's a strong conceptualist. So I don't want to count him out, man, because he's never really let me down before. He's always been a decent writer. But it was interesting because I was looking at the credits, and the stories by Brian, or by Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt, but it's written by Brian Hurt. So maybe that's why I'm not digging it as much as I thought I would, because it's not necessarily Cullen Bunn writing it. So we'll see. Well, that's all I got. Listen to the podcast. Come to Facebook. Support FSG. SFG. Be nice if I knew my own podcast name. It's late. I'm ready to go to bed because I got to go to work tomorrow. So we'll see you beautiful peoples later.